All right, guys, welcome back to the Outdoor Navigator. So we're out today traveling around in the car, and we're just checking out some spots that are right off the paved path. Hey, what's up, guys? So in today's episode, I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. Right now I'm out on the lake doing a little fishing. That's not what this video is about, okay? This video is about navigating outdoors, which you all know is my favorite activity. Well, you know, it's good for me, there's no doubt about it, but what about those people out there that can't get out to some of these places? Okay, I'm out on the lake today in my kayak, and you know, there's people out there maybe that are watching my channel that might not be physically capable of getting out on a kayak and going out on a lake. Or you've seen some of my other videos where I'm out in some remote area, walking out on some big vista, checking out some awesome view. You know, I love sharing those views with everybody and, you know, information on how to get there. But there's some people out there that are not capable of getting to those places. And navigating outdoors is good for me, and it's good for them too. They just may need a little assistance. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about navigating to some of those places that are close to you, okay? Those places that are right off the paved path is what I'm going to call it. So right off the roadway, you know, somewhere that you can go, take somebody outdoors that may not be physically capable of getting to those remote places and taking them out and showing them some things. Now, I'm going to show you some local places where I live, and I will put the locations, Google Map locations, in the comments. But, you know, these are local places that are close to me. I know that you all have got places just like that where you live. So if you know somebody that may be elderly, may be handicapped, or for whatever reason, they can't get out there and do all the things you do, but they would love to get outdoors, hey, take them to some of these places and show them. And if you got some good places, I want to hear about them. So drop them down in the comments and share them with me and everybody else. So guys, hey, let's go check out some of my local places. So today I'm over at Lake Willgreen over in Richmond, Kentucky. It's a 142-acre lake. The fishing here is good. I mean, there's catfish, there's bass, there's crappie, bluegill, you know, all your game fish. Good opportunity to come out here and do some kayaking. Right now I'm sitting on a picnic table out here right on the lake. So, you know, if you knew somebody that, you know, may not have the ability to navigate out there to some of those remote places, you could come over here and just have a picnic. So let me show you around a little bit. All right, number one, look, we got a good ramp coming down here. This would even be wheelchair accessible. So you can come down here, got some nice docks here. Okay, here's a picnic table sitting here, check it out. And then just look, man, look at this lake. All right, so you can see the boat ramp over here. It's got a real nice kayak launch, okay, and it's ADA approved. So if you might have some disabilities, you can come over here, and you've got an assist down there to help you get in your kayak. And they've also redone the boat ramp. It's really nice. So guys, Madison County did a real good job fixing this up. And like I said, you know, you can, this is somewhere close. That's what we're talking about today. Navigating outdoors, you know, not having to drive a long ways, just local spots that you can go out to and have a good time. And places like this, you know, even if you know somebody that might be disabled or that can't get out, bring them to some place like this. So let's go check out the next spot. All right, so our next off the road place is the Silver Creek Falls. Okay, and it's out Barnes Mill Road. We're still in Madison County, Kentucky. So there's the falls. We've had quite a bit of rain here lately, so you can see the water's really moving. When I was younger, I used to come down here and do a lot of fishing. Now I did notice that they've got private property signs all over the place. So, you know, if you walk down there, you walk at your own. I have walked down there before and fished, but you know, this is it, just something cool. You know, you can come down here and take you a cool picture and enjoy a waterfall. All right, so on our next stop, we've come down to the Kentucky River. There's at least 3 accessible points, and down in the description, all these places I'm going to today, there will be a Google Maps link. So let's take a look at it. All right, so you can see the ramp. It's a concrete single lane ramp. If you look out there today, the river is raging. I mean, it's up really bad today. We've had a lot of rain this week, so it's up. But you know, if you wanted to get out and just take your little paddle, you know, this is a good location. And I'm sure wherever you live, there's places just like this. You just got to get out and find them. Now this one here is in Madison County once again, and hey, got some good parking down here. Okay, so you know, just off the paved path, you've got access to the river, and you can't go wrong with a good float on the river. I've done a couple floats. It's something to see. I mean, it's really beautiful, and there's places to get in. I'm sure where you live at, get out on the water, so get out there and find them because they're right off the paved path. All right, so the next stop is Graffiti Bridge. It's here in Madison County, and yeah, it's known for its graffiti, but it's a work of art. It's on Hagen's Mill, and you have to come out and check it out. All right, so we've made our way to the next stop right off the paved path. And we're at one of the state parks here in Kentucky. We're still in Madison County. I mean, just a short drive from where I live. And that's what we're talking about today. You know, getting outdoors, some of those short little drives, and maybe take somebody with you that can't get out there to some of those outdoor destinations like you've seen me go to before. But here we are. So down here at Fort Boonsboro, you can take a trip back to the 18th century. All right, and see what it was like to live like a pioneer, okay, back in Kentucky. All right, this fort was established, I don't know the exact dates, we'll go up here in a minute and check his sign out, but Daniel Boone was one of the first settlers who discovered this land coming up the Wilderness Trail. He found this and he established Fort Boonsboro, one of the first settlements in Kentucky, maybe the first settlement. I'll have to check my history. But we'll walk over here and we'll check this sign out. It might tell us a little bit about it. But see, you can tell this is something that's handicap accessible. This is the new fort. So this is not where the original fort was. We'll drive down there in a minute. But you can see the map there kind of talking about it. Apparently the original fort was completed in 1775, and this fort was completed in 1974. All right, so this is the reconstruction. All right, so here's a little history. The Great Siege. Let's get over here and check out the other side. I mean, cool, man. All right, so another destination right off the paved path. We'll just take a little peek inside here real quick. Hold on. All right, so that was a little peek. I don't know exactly how much it costs to do the tour. I'll look it up and I'll stick it in the video and also in the video description. So, all right, pretty cool. Let's, well, you know what? I'm hungry. We're going to take a trip across the river and get something to eat. Because that's another thing you can do when you're out driving around, checking out some of the places off the paved path. All right, so when you're out driving around and you get that urge, that belly starts knocking on the door and telling you need to get something to eat. Well, for those local people here in Kentucky, I found a place. It's a waterfront grill and it's right on the river. Let me show you here. That's the same river that we checked out there a minute ago. Like I told you, it's up really big. Here's this awesome cheeseburger we got. I also saw on there that they got fried bologna sandwich. Man, can't beat that. So yeah, someday when you don't have the time to travel really far, and maybe you want to take somebody that can't make the trip way back in the woods or up the rapids, just take them out to some local spots and find a local place and get you something to eat. I mean, this is the best day ever. Let's we get done eating here, we'll check another place out. All right, so we're back on the road. We had some good lunch. Let me make sure I don't have any mustard or anything like that in the corner of my mouth. I've been known to do that in some videos. So we've made our way down to another location, all right? Just off the paved path once again. All right, this time I'm down at the Fort Boonsboro State Park. So down the hill from where the fort stands now, and down here closer to the river where the original location is. Now you can see behind me we got a playground. All right, so down here we got a whole lot of green space. So we've got some picnic shelters. That's number 3. There's number 2 over here. I'm sure there's another one here somewhere. Oh, it's way down there at the other end. But you can see, I mean, we've got all kinds of green space. You could come out here and throw a frisbee, fly a kite. I don't know if you all can see it, but way over there in the distance, there's a putt-putt, okay? Over there, straight across through there, I don't know if you can tell, but there's some campers, okay? There's a campground over there, and I can't remember the exact number of sites, but I'll throw it up here on the video after a while. But we'll walk down here. I told you I'd show you where the original fort was, so let's move down here and check it out. All right, so as I was making my way down here, I just wanted to tell you that right past that fence, there is some primitive camping. Now that area has been known to flood in the past, but right now it's looking pretty good over there. So if you don't have a camper, there is some primitive camping down there, and there will be a link in the description, okay, that will give you all the information you need. So if you do come down here just off the paved path, you can come down here and learn a little bit of some history. Okay, got lots of signage. I mean, this is old school signage right here. But yeah, you can learn a whole lot. They've got some boards set up over here. They've got some boards set up all over the place. I see some more signage over there. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's picnic tables spread out all over the place. So if you wanted to come down and take a picnic. Now, I see some people over there. I see some older people with a walker. So that's kind of what I was talking about, get out here. And if you know somebody that doesn't have the ability to go on a big long hike or do some of those more outdoorsy things that maybe you enjoy, they still would love to get outdoors. I mean, life is better when you navigate outdoors. You hear me say it all the time, and I'm a firm believer in that. Now, right over there where that rock wall is, that's where the original Fort Boonsboro settlement, okay, was down here in this area. They had to move it because of flooding. So that's the original fort site. I'm going to walk down here and I'm going to show you something else that they got here. So stand by. All right, so just down from the original site there, we got the Fort Boonsboro boat ramp. Okay, and they keep this maintained really well. Now, every once in a while, I've seen it close just a couple of times, but that's because the river gets up and leaves a bunch of sediment and everything else on the ramp when it goes back down. But they're really good about getting down here and getting it cleaned off. So this is where I come a lot of times to launch and take some paddle trips down the river. And I'll put a couple of those videos down in the description that I've taken before, and if you look up in the card I'll show you one. But you know, we've got, this is pretty much a double lane concrete ramp going into the river. It's a real good one. You can see that river, man, it's still up, but that's a real good ramp. Come down here all the time. So you know, I launched here, I've went down to Halls on the river and got me a burger, and then another time I launched and went all the way down to Clay's Ferry Bridge, which we're going to check out here in a minute. And I stopped by another restaurant called Proud Mary's and got me something to eat there. Like I said, when you get out driving around, there's always a good opportunity to get some good food. And the outdoor navigator, he likes to navigate outdoors, and he likes to navigate himself to the table and get a good meal. So let's go to the next stop. All right, so here's the next stop. You can see back there behind me, we got an awesome view of the Clay's Ferry Bridge. All right, this is the Clay's Ferry Overlook. I mean, there's the road. So, I mean, it's real easy to get to this spot. You know, just take somebody out, stop here, take you a couple pictures. I mean, look at this view. That's the Kentucky River down there. You can see it winding around through there. I mean, wow. So this is another one of those places. I mean, just a local place, not very far from where I live, and you can come out here and just get an awesome view. I've seen people get married here. They were up here the other day viewing the eclipse. There's actually a Facebook page, and I'll put some information on that down in the description. But, you know, some guy bought this. I don't remember what his name is, but I'll look it up, and he cleaned all this up. I mean, you couldn't even see this view not more than a couple years ago. And he came up here and he cleaned it all off, spent his money. I don't know if he was able to get any grants or anything or not. I don't think he did. I think he just did it out of his own pocket, and he did it so people could come up here and enjoy this. I mean, that was his motivation. So, awesome. All right, so this episode, I'm talking about navigating somewhere close to where you are, so you don't have to drive all over the place to get there. And also talking about places where you could bring somebody, maybe somebody that, you know, they're not going to have the ability to get out there and walk up a big mountain, or they're not going to be able to walk 4 or 5 miles out in the woods. There's areas that you can go to that are right off the road. One place like that is your local park. So here in Richmond, Kentucky, we're very fortunate because we've got this. I mean, check this out. So this is Lake Reba Park. If you look over here, I'll zoom in for you. There's a boat ramp. All right, so you can come over here and bring a boat if you want it to. There's a ADA accessible kayak ramp. Okay, so if you have trouble getting in your boat, there's an assist over there with that ramp set up. Okay, there's sufficient parking. I don't know if you can see that yellow, blue, and green over there, but that there, they've got kayak rental. Okay, so if you don't have a boat, there's plenty of area along this lake to fish. So fishing access from the bank is excellent. I mean, there's shoreline. I don't remember how many miles of shoreline there is, but there's quite a bit. So if you don't have a boat, you could still come over here and fish. And if you did have a boat, you can get out here on the lake. But look, you can see there's somebody down there fishing. So navigating outdoors isn't always about getting to those remote areas. There's places to navigate outdoors right in your hometown. Try the park. This one here is excellent. We've talked about city parks. We've talked about state parks. We visited waterfalls. We've gone all over the place. Well, now I'm going to give you another idea. So in my town, we've got a university here, Eastern Kentucky University, my university. And this offers an excellent opportunity to get outside. I mean, number one, you got sidewalks and paved walking paths all over the place. Okay, so it's easy walking. Hey, if there was somebody with a wheelchair, you could bring them over and, you know, escort them around. Now, this is called the Ravine, so this is a amphitheater inside the center of Eastern Kentucky University, and they have hosted programs here before. But, you know, here we are in early spring. We'll walk around here a little bit and I'll show you around, but the beauty, well, they call this the Campus Beautiful, and it's well deserved. So we'll walk around here a little bit and I'll show you what EKU has to offer. Now, one thing when you're up here at EKU's campus, you always want to make sure that you leave here with some good luck. So here in front of the Keene Johnson building is a statue of Daniel Boone, the ultimate outdoorsman. He navigated outdoors a whole lot. But anyway, they say that if you rub this shoe right here, it'll bring you good luck. I hope my good luck brings me outdoors. Let's go check out some more. We drove up the road here just a little bit, and you can see there's a big old parking lot behind me. All kinds of space. Look right there. There is a picnic shelter. Okay, let me flip this around. Look over there, we got a lake. There's even, you can see that there was a playground over there in the distance. But let's go check out this lake. So, this is at the Whitehall Park. Okay, I'll show you Whitehall on my way out. It's a historic house owned by the Clays. Okay, you might have heard of Henry Clay. You got Cassius Clay, Green Clay. Green Clay was actually the one that built that. But out here, look, you got a 5.5 acre lake. So if you wanted to come out and do some fishing, you could come out here. There's catfish, bluegill. I've even seen some bass caught out of here. And I do know that the state regularly stocks this with catfish. It's on a schedule. So they do post the dates, and I'll try to post some of that information down in the description. But yeah, you know, if you know somebody that might want to come out and fish and they may not be able to get in a kayak or, you know, in a boat, hey, you can bring them down here and you can fish right off the bank, or you can see over there. All right, we got a little dock kind of out there that somebody could get on and fish off of. All right, let's go over here and we'll look at this. I don't know if you can see, but there's also a paved trail. And from what I have read, it's a 3-mile trail. So if you wanted to get out here and get some exercise, take you a walk, maybe even take you a run, that would be something that you could do. All right, so here we go. Fishing regulations. Look like we got trout, catfish, bass, bluegill, and sunfish. All right, and that's the rules and regulations. Up there we've got a bathroom facility. This is another one of those places right off the paved path. That's easy to get to, real close to the house. Every one of you all out there. I don't know where all of you live, but I guarantee you got places like this right in your local area. And hey, get out there and check them out. I mean, this is a great place. Come over here, you know, like I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna get a little bit of sun. I'm not gonna do any fishing. I'm gonna walk around a little bit, get some exercise. But that's what it's all about. So, hey, navigating right off the paved path. That's what we did today. We got outdoors, and when you get outdoors, life is better. I love it. So, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me on this episode. grab somebody that maybe can't get out on their own, maybe can't get out there way deep in the woods, and bring them out to one of those local spots right off the paved path. Navigate outdoors, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.